my very last day here in North America. It has been an exceptional trip. Let's do this one more concert, then head to Australia and talk about the sacrament of marriage. The sacrament of marriage or matrimony is one of the two sacraments of service, together with holy orders. Through this sacrament, you are freely choosing to love your spouse for the rest of your life without conditions, and in doing so, becoming a sign in this world of Christ's love for His church. As I mentioned in the video, What is Love?, which I will link below, love is not about feelings, but love is about a commitment, a contract which you make to the person you love, to love forever, to love unconditionally, even when feelings come and feelings go. It's like what Jesus did on the cross. He chose to put you and I first, even though He didn't feel like going to the cross. On their wedding day, this is what a husband and wife do. They make a public commitment to one another, to stand by each other, to love one another, even though sickness may come, even though trials and pain may come their way. They will choose to love and put each other first, no matter what. I just got back to Australia after an amazing tour across North America. Straight to a concert, then now a graduation mass for some of our high school students. Marriage predates Christianity. Man and women have been making a contract to one another, a commitment, public commitment to one another for as long as humanity has existed. But before Christ came, this is all it was, a public commitment or a contract. So this is what Jesus did. He took this contract, this marital consent, and made it an instrument through which He could work, an instrument of grace. So He raised it up to a sacrament, the sacrament of matrimony among Christians. I've been here a couple of days since arriving from America and I'm absolutely debilitated with jet lag. But we have a lot to do this week with parish masses and school masses and parish missions here in my hometown of Bendigo. Off to the gym, no excuses. In my introductory video on the sacraments, which I can link below as well, I talked about the sacrament being an invisible sign of that which is invisible, God's grace, which we cannot see. We can often see through the sacraments. God loves you and me so much. He's absolutely crazy in love with us. But there are three aspects to this love which He has for us. The first is that He loves us freely. No one is forcing Him to love us. No one is making Him love us, but He chooses to love us freely. The second thing is that God loves us unconditionally. Whether we love God back or not, whether we are good or bad, God will never stop liking us and He will never stop loving us. The third thing is that God's love is creative. He loves us so much that He actually created us. All of these are invisible ways in which God loves us. But through the sacrament of matrimony or marriage, these signs become visible. Even though we don't see these three ways in which God loves us, through the sacrament of matrimony, husband and wife become this visible sign of this invisible love. The three ways in which God has committed to love us are the same three ways in which the husband and wife on their wedding day commit to love and to serve one another. The first thing is that husband and wife are choosing to love each other freely. No one is forcing or coercing them to do it. In fact, if they were being forced in by any means or form, then that would not be a valid sacrament of marriage. The second thing is that they choose each other forever. Through sickness or health, sorrow, pain, trial, all throughout their life, they're choosing to say yes. Even when the other person doesn't give 100%. They're saying, I'm gonna love you no matter what. This is how God loved us, even onto a cross where He died for us. The third thing is that as husband and wife, you get to share in God's creative love. You get to share the ability to create just as God creates. That this love for one another is not self-centered, but looks out towards something that becomes tangible, a manifestation of their life, and that is new birth and new life. This is what marriage is all about. It's about love and service. It's about laying down your life for your spouse, for your family, and for the community. And in doing so, particularly in those three ways, becoming a sign, a sacrament of God's love in this world. I was just out in between mass and concerts flying my drone, and I smashed it into a tree. For some reason it fell 10 meters and lost its ability to avoid obstacles, and boom. When husband and wife stand before each other, about to exchange their vows, a priest asks them three questions. The first question they ask is, are you here freely and without reservation? Is anyone forcing you to be here? Is this choice you make now a free choice? That's one. Two, we ask if they understand that what they're about to do is permanent, is forever. And the third thing we ask is that, are you open to creation? Are you open to bringing life and bringing up that life to know, to love, and to serve Jesus? I'm here backstage preparing for a concert. But it's good to understand and to remember that the ministers of the sacrament of marriage are not anything external, like in all of the other sacraments, where it is the priest or the minister who is administering the sacrament. But in this sacrament of marriage, it is the husband and wife themselves who become the ministers of that sacrament, as they commit their lives to each other, but first of all, to putting Christ first, and then to putting each other first before themselves, and only then committing to love their family and their children. To be a true sign of God's love in this world, you need to hold on to Christ, who is love personified, and will give you the strength to live out this vocation, this call to married life.